a Scandinavian defense. AI advanced opens with e4, and AI expert responds immediately with d5.
It's a provocative choice. Black wants to challenge the center right away, forcing white to decide how to handle the early queen excursion. Standard development, but the tension is building. Black is preparing to strike at the center, likely with e5 to open lines for the pieces.
White plays d4 and develops the knight to f3, while black brings the knight to c6. Black pushes e5 and then pins the knight with bb4.
Look at the heat map here. The board has turned purple, meaning we have a genuine contest for control over the central squares.
White tries to kick the bishop with a3, but black captures on c3.
A strategic trade. Black gives up the bishop pair to shatter white's queenside pawn structure, creating permanent targets. Very aggressive. By castling long, black signals that they aren't looking for a draw, they want a direct attack on the white king.
Black continues the pressure with bg4 and castles queenside.
This gain of space is crucial. It restricts white's coordination and prepares a springboard for the queen to enter the fray.
The center opens up as black pushes e4, forcing the knight to move. White captures the rook on d8 with the bishop.
A bold material grab, but it's a distraction. Black is happy to sacrifice the exchange if it means maintaining the initiative. The queen is now a dominant force. White is struggling to find a safe harbor for the king while dealing with these active pieces.
Black recovers the material with nxd8 and then delivers a check on e6.
White is trying to kill the tension. By forcing the queen trade, they hope to transition into a manageable endgame.
Black sacrifices a second bishop on f3.
This is about removing the last defender of the king. It's a calculation that the resulting weaknesses outweigh the loss of the piece.
White responds by trading queens on e6.
It's a cautious approach. White is trying to stabilize, but the lack of pawn coordination makes this a very fragile defense.
The game settles into a slow maneuver. White brings the rook to g1 and moves the king to d2. Black repositions the knight to e7 and brings the other knight to c6.
The heat map is perfectly balanced right now, split between red and blue. Neither side has a decisive grip, but black's pieces are more harmonious. A necessary trade to reduce the pressure, but it leaves white with a passive rook on d3 and very little counterplay.
White trades the bishop for the knight on f5.
That h-pawn is a long-term asset. It creates a potential passed pawn and further restricts white's movement on the kingside.
Black pushes the h-pawn to h5, while white's king begins a journey toward the center. White's king reaches c4, venturing quite far forward.
That's an adventurous king. While it helps support the center, it's walking right into a potential mating net. Black is slowly tightening the noose. The rook on f5 is a multi-purpose piece, eyeing both the center and the white king.
Black plays nfe7 and then brings the rook to f5.
This is the herding phase. Black is using the knight to push the white king into a more vulnerable position.
The knight leaps to a5, delivering a check and forcing the king back.
White's position is collapsing. The loss of the c4 pawn removes the last bit of stability the white king had.
Black captures the pawn on c4 and then checks again on a5. Black plays rxf2, attacking the base of the white position.
And there it is. The board is a sea of blue, a clinical finish to a game where black never let go of the initiative.